Well, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning, probably about 8:30 in the morning here. As you can see, some of the work I did yesterday, I trimmed some of the coconut trees here, took off the limbs that were down, and then what I do is I trim the leaves off, okay, and this will be set up and dried out. It can be used as firewood, and of course the netting here from the tree can be used as fire starter. It's absolutely excellent, and it actually grows between the limbs, as you can see here. All that netting kind of grows between the limbs here, and actually helps to keep the limbs up as they're growing and that. But as it dries out, it is excellent to have, because we still cook all the dog food over an open fire at our barbecue and that, so still excellent. As you can see, I've got a bunch of it here as fire starters, so I like to collect it and put it by our barbecue here. And the big thing today is Doro just got done yeah, he's still down here building a little room for guess who. Yeah, our one piglet here that Beth saved from the one group. She wants to grow it up and use it for a lechon. Her birthday's coming up in June, but I think that's going to be way too early for this guy here. So now he's got a place where we can feed him, and then we can put the male in with the mom as soon as she's ready here to get her pregnant again. And of course, this time of day, as you can see here, I got to talk kind of softly or Mom will get up here. It's feeding time for the little guys. Like I said, we lost one. We're down to 12, and these guys are really growing good. Beth talking with some of our neighbors yesterday, as she spent a couple hours over at Juby's, our neighbor. Excuse me here. Said that a lot of the locals are having problems. Their piglets are dying, and not just a little bit, but where some of them have basically lost all their piglets and are kind of wondering what our secret is here. And I think the biggest thing is that we're feeding the mom store-bought food, which is enriched, the lactating and the gestating, for giving birth, and then also for milk and that. And I don't know what else to say. We do nothing special. We give no shots. That's the other thing. They're starting to worry too, some of the locals here, about giving shots, because all of them give them shots and they're losing. Some of them, or all of them. We give no shots at all to ours here. And of course, Doro's then going to tear this one down here so we can get the male in there to be able to do that. Yeah, maybe just tear it out to here, leave the rest so we can get the male in there, and that whenever she's ready here, we can just lift up the gate and get the male out of here. So yeah, this is our mainstay here, and I've been wanting to redo a lot of it and add on, and we actually leveled off a spot over here in order to build an addition to the pig pen here, and of course no budget. And we were hoping with selling some piglets, we could get far enough ahead to at least complete that, but we're not even close. It's going to have to wait, like most everything has here, until we sell a house in town. So we keep just kind of putting up temporary little shelters here for the piglets, and that in order that we can separate them from the mom, and of course for our little one that we're going to grow for lechon also. As soon as Doro's done, it's going to be picking up water for the rest of the day here. We're basically out of water here. Like I said, the two 50-gallon barrels and the smaller one there last maybe 2 days, a day and a half to 2 days. So that's why we've got to get water at least every other day if we don't use it for anything else. But as I mentioned earlier, some of my mango trees are starting to flower, and I really want to water them. If this drought continues, it's just going to stunt the harvest so bad that hopefully adding at least some water to it will allow for some kind of production here. And we got word today from Nestor, who's working on our car. He wants to see us at 10 o'clock, and I hope that means it's done. And we're able to drive our multi-cab again. Let's hope that it's not a more serious problem, because if it is, we'll be using the tricycle from here on in. And that would, wow, it makes for so much more work than we had anticipated. But like I said, you deal with life here as it's handed out. You try not to get discouraged, and I often do, because it is kind of frustrating with the amount of work that Beth and I, yeah, look who's coming here, little. With the amount of work that Beth and I have put into this place, to now see what the drought is doing here, and also not to be able to have the funds to do some of the projects that we've been putting off. Oh geez. For 6 months, we put them off last year for the last 6 months of the year because we thought our house was sold, and then when that was reneged, now we've spent another 5 going on 6 months trying to get it sold again. But that's life, you know. Doesn't always go your way. You get up the next morning and get back at it. and know you have to, because that's what it's all about. Even when you are discouraged and sometimes angry, and I do get discouraged and I do get angry, I'm human. But you get up and do what you can. And that was my life when I lived in the mountains in Montana for 10 years, building my own cabin and trying to get by. We didn't have running water or electricity. You get by somehow. And even though I had to work in Great Falls, and that in order to supplement, it was more than just supplement my income. It was so I had an income, period. And that you do what needs to be done, and you get up every morning and plan a project and do it for that day and go on to the next day. So many people have asked wow, how do you do all this? And I tell everybody, especially the locals here, this really wasn't planned. We didn't set out a 2-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan at all. We just got up every morning and decided a few things we'd like this place to be, and then we went about trying to get that established, and just a lot of hard work. And now going on 7 years being out here, it's like we've got our own little corner of paradise here on our 1.5 hectares, which is about 3 acres. or so. And even though the drought is here now, and it's sometimes it's been hard hauling the water and everything else and that, we get up every day and do what we need to do in order to get by for today. Tomorrow, we don't worry about it. It'll take care of itself. We've got some really good neighbors here. A few expats are really good friends of ours. The rest of them, well, let's just say I don't approve of their means and their tactics and their quest for that almighty dollar is above everything else in their lives. But that's the way some people are. So we continue to do what we do, and hopefully, like I said, we know the rainy season is coming, and that's the good that's the good news. And I can't really say anything more than that. So from the back of the camera here, I've kind of got a little bit long-winded here, but that's okay sometimes too. So everybody have a good day wherever you are. Like and subscribe, and God bless every single one of you.